we can run our own show. Three young black men at that. So, you never know. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Facts and Stats, or Stacks and Facts, however you want to say it. On this episode, we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself, and then we're going to go ahead and get started.
My name is Brandon, the DMV Sports Guru, and I'm just happy to be here for y'all today.
What's good, man? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Wishing sports was back.
Facts.
All right, man. We're here to talk about Dalvin Cook and this holdout situation. What y'all think about that?
Me personally, I ain't really a big fan of holding out. But I mean, if you want your money, you can go get it. If you gotta hold out, you can do it that way.
Right. I mean, but you in the beginning you say you're not a big fan of holding out, but at that position, it's like you sort of kind of got no choice because that one injury can change your whole career. So I mean,
he not getting okay. So this is the issue with him. He got injured, right? But the Vikings built a whole organization around him. He think he should get that money because he had one good season. I think you can't just do it in one good season. I think you need to be consistent to do what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? To get that money that you're trying to get paid.
I like that because me personally, I would look at 3 good seasons. At least 2 to 3 good seasons. I wouldn't base you off one season. Anybody can have a good season.
Not even 2?
I say 2.
Anybody can have a good
season.
season.
2. Give me 2.
Because Ryan Fitzpatrick had one good season and he got big money. So
you said Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Ryan Fitzpatrick, yeah.
True. Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Case Keenum did too.
That's true. Yeah, definitely.
Good point.
Yeah, I say 2 seasons.
RG3 had a good season. We see what happened now.
RG3 just got hurt.
I'm talking about when he was back then on the Redskins.
Yeah, he just got hurt. RG3 would have been a monster if he was still available right now.
But that's my point, though. You said you're against holding out, but suppose Dalvin Cook doesn't hold out and he goes into another season on this low contract, and then he gets hurt, and then boom.
All right.
It definitely.
Right. That's a valid point. Yeah, that's a valid point.
I feel like you should only hold out if you get them 2-3 seasons. I don't think you're worthy of holding out for one good season.
I feel like last year, as being a Saints fan, Michael Thomas hold out. It was a little scary, but at the end of the day, I knew he was gonna get what he wanted. He got paid, and look what the season he just had broke the catch record.
Right, well deserved. I agree.
Yeah, I think Dalvin Cook is a top 5 running back.
No, personally, no.
Straight up.
No. He's not better than McCaffrey. He's not better than Zeke. To me, Le'Veon had I ain't gonna say a bad season, but he had a down year. He's not better than Le'Veon. He's not better than Saquon. Me personally, I take Kamara over him. I like Derrick Henry over him. I like Derrick Henry over him too. Nick Chubb, a couple running backs I take over.
So you just Dalvin Cook is not in your top 5. What's your top 5? You just named endless people that's not.
Nah, he just named 6, but his 6 was pretty solid. Dalvin Cook definitely falls around in that 7-8 range a little bit.
He falls around there, around like with the
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette. Yeah, the Leonard Fournettes of the world.
So what's your top 5 in order though? Running back.
Top 5 in order.
Yeah. Or just give me top 5. Just give me top 5.
Oh, easy. I go Saquon, McCaffrey, Zeke, Le'Veon. I like an elusive running back who can go get it out of the backfield. I can throw him in a slot, hit you with a nice little route or two.
But McCaffrey can do all that too. What's the issue?
McCaffrey's an animal, but Saquon is doing it with nothing.
McCaffrey literally. So what does McCaffrey have that Saquon don't have?
The receiver. A slightly better offensive line.
DJ Moore, solid. What other receiver are you referring to though?
What else? What did they have?
Samuel ain't do much last year. He only had 600 receiving yards.
But it's just Sterling Shepard and what?
They got Slayton.
They got Golden Tate, but they injury prone. They haven't been consistent.
Yeah, I like that. Very injury prone.
True.
Tate got hurt last year.
Right.
Yeah. But Evan Ingram, he got hurt too though. But
Evan Ingram stayed hurt too.
Basically wide receiver too, but I mean,
it's literally Saquon. He got no blocking. He got no help. He got nothing.
Christian McCaffrey carry week in and week out every single game.
He has the offensive line.
More than that.
I like Jabril Peppers though. I like that.
Yeah, I like
Jabril Peppers. Yeah, that was a great. Like a lot of people bash the Giants for that trade, but it was a good trade. They got a good offensive lineman back, a good safety, and a pick.
So if you're a Saints fan like you just said, and you said they made a good trade, a star caliber wide receiver like Odell, who was arguably to some people a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, and you're the Saints GM, would you ever trade Michael Thomas?
Personally, no. Anybody could get traded, but it got to be the right price. But me personally, no, I'm not trading Michael Thomas. Crazy.
So you a Saints fan? How you feel about Drew Brees' comments about social injustice and police brutality, and what he said about the flag? That ain't, Kaepernick.
I mean, it's not. It's not the comments that a lot of people were looking for, but
how do you feel about it? Like,
right, like as a Saints fan,
how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel too good about it. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna support my quarterback because he's still gonna be the quarterback of my team.
You
So
think
when we get in between the lines,
do you think the players gonna feel the same way? Like his old lineman,
I mean, is nobody's gonna go out there and lose on purpose. Just
right, fact.
He said what he said.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I agree with you. I like that.
I say they give him at least.
Like Demario Davis said. Demario Davis said, at the end of the day, that's still the leader of our team. We're gonna be 100% behind him.
Okay.
I say they give him like one play, like on the longest yard, and just let him get sacked one. You gotta feel some type of karma off that one.
A lot of DNs want Drew Brees' head.
You know what I'm saying? So how y'all feel about this Kaepernick situation and the commissioner speaking out, saying that they should let the teams let him get a job now?
I mean, I don't really have a big thought on it. It's too late. Kaepernick's what, like 30, 31, 32, something like that?
Yeah, he's 32. He was out the joint. He was out the league for what, 4 years? Played his last game 2016.
Yeah.
I think the commissioner was trolling when they was like, bring him back, because like he lost 4 years. He lost 4 years of that he could have used.
I wouldn't say he was trolling, but I feel like it's too late. Like Marcus just said, it's too late because Kaepernick. You got to think about it. Kaepernick was one of the first players that started kneeling during the anthem, and now that's pretty much going to be the biggest popular thing this year. Who's going to kneel? Who's not going to kneel? And he pretty much got blackballed for it, And he did come to a settlement with the NFL. Don't get me wrong about last year and things like that. But regardless, you got guys like Andy Dalton, Joe Flacco.
They ain't doing nothing for real.
James Winston, who just threw 30 interceptions. You got guys like that that's still in the league. And Colin Kaepernick been out of the league since 2016. This is a guy that led the 49ers to the Super Bowl. This is a guy that's proven that he can do things that can lead a team, to the promised land. And I just feel like it's too late. Roger Goodell, this is a comment that he should have been made in 2018, 2017. He had a lot of time to say that, but now he chooses this time with all the things going on worldwide to try to come out and say, I encourage the team.
Russell Wilson, look how much media that's going to bring.
Yeah.
So, but you saying it's going to bring media. Wouldn't that be good, though? Because, like, all media.
A lot of people, yeah, it could be good to you, but most people don't like all that media and stuff in their face.
Especially the owners, they don't want all that.
They don't want all that stuff in the locker room and all that.
They don't want that bad attention on that team, especially
they're
losing as well. Losing.
So you saying that
that's also gonna bring a lot of speculation and support. Like say for instance, if Russell was to have 2-3 bad weeks in a row. Right. Oh, is Colin Kaepernick? Should he start? This and that and that.
You see what I'm saying?
Seahawks might not need that in their locker room because everybody knows Russell Wilson should be the starter.
Hold on. You said if he had 2-3 bad weeks in a row, he shouldn't start or something?
It happens.
It happens. Like I'm saying, like if Russell Wilson have 2-3 bad weeks in a row, that's why that speculation, because you have a guy like Colin Kaepernick who already done led a team already to the Super Bowl, just like Russell Wilson. But it's gonna be a lot of speculation.
Just like just go back to last year, Alan, when Drew Brees went down, Teddy Two Gloves came in, he went undefeated. Right. The hottest thing. Is the Saints gonna bring Drew Brees back? Do they keep Teddy Bridgewater?
Nah, he played for the Panthers now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
He just got a nice contract with the Panthers just off of what he did for the Saints for 6 games.
Okay, so do you think that? Okay, look. He had one good season. Wouldn't say that. He didn't hold out.
To me personally, no. I believe Teddy Bridgewater he's an all-around good quarterback, and he's been doing it since he came into college. Since he came into the NFL, he just got hurt. That's all it is.
Before he got hurt in Minnesota, he was actually a good quarterback as well.
Me personally, I'm a big fan of Teddy Bridgewater since Louisville. I like Teddy Bridgewater. When he got to the Saints and he re-signed, I was actually happy, and I'm happy for him. He left, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
You cover athlete on Madden, Lamar Jackson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to talk about this because it's amazing to, because I'm a Ravens fan. We had Joe Flacco for so long. He led us to a Super Bowl, and now our future is looking extremely bright, brighter than it ever looked before with Lamar Jackson. And now he's the cover of Madden 2021. I feel like it's well deserved. He broke Michael Vick pass rushing record last year. He led the league in touchdown passes. He led us to a 14-2 record, and hopefully he follows Mahomes' steps. What Mahomes did. Mahomes was the cover 2020, and he went on to be the league MVP, and then he actually went on to be the Super Bowl MVP. He won the Super Bowl as well. So hopefully Lamar can win the Super Bowl next year for us, and that'd be an amazing thing.
My homie. That's my boy.
So who you
Mahomes are different.
Mahomes is different.
It's all about if he can do it.
Yeah, it's about production. If he produced well like he did last year, a lot of teams gonna game plan better for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Madden Chris, I don't really believe in it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right, and when you he can't. So Lamar can't do it by himself. But when you that dominant, teams gotta adjust to that new offensive scheme by that team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like they probably played it different when Joe Flacco was the quarterback. But now Lamar, he's scrambling, throwing it. So they probably switching up the whole thing. That's probably why
the whole defensive scheme.
Right. That's probably why he took off like he did, because it was brand new. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't brand new. You know what I'm saying? We had other scrambling quarterbacks, like Russell Wilson and RG3 and, everybody else, Michael Vick. But they just had to adjust. That's why he had that breakout. Just like with Steph Curry.
People say that, but people say that, and it hurts me because I do not agree with it. Don't get me wrong. So Joe Flacco went down last year, the year before last. And then Lamar came in and he went 6-0. And then we lost to the Chargers in the playoffs. Lamar just came back this year.
The Titans played them well in the playoffs.
Right.
Titans played them well in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
Playoffs. He was fighting. He was coming from behind. He got a lot of garbage time points. A lot of garbage time yards. Let me say that.
I'm not going to speak too much on that situation. I'm going to just say a lot of wide receivers dropped passes. And Lamar made some bad plays. He had a fumble as well. So I'm going to just leave it at that.
And he definitely did really good in that game, but at the same time.
Derrick Henry was on one though. Like, Derrick Henry was literally a monster like the last 8 weeks of the season leading into the playoffs. So, we couldn't even contain him. The Patriots couldn't contain him. The Chiefs did what they could, but they had Patrick Mahomes who went on to win the Super Bowl. So I understand with that, but
yeah, I couldn't put it all on Lamar because the defense definitely. Barnes has spoken out about Kyrie. Basically saying what he's saying was BS. So how y'all feel about that one?
So on the first episode or second episode, I took the stance on I support, everything coming back, the NBA season resuming and things like that. Right. But then just yesterday when we shot episode 3, I sort of kind of changed my stance on that because it's way too much going on, and I'm literally going to keep my side with Kyrie and Avery Bradley and Dwight Howard because it's Lou Williams. It's just too much going on in the world right now. And although a lot of people feel like, and some of y'all on the call probably feel like they can use their platform to still push that message of social reform, I just feel like it's going to be you can't control the minds of so many people in this world. It's 50 different states and even internationally as well. So regardless, it's still going to be a distraction to some people. Either way, however you want to look at it. So
yeah, I feel like either way, it's going to be some distractions. It's not going to be perfect how everybody wanted to be. However the situation turn out will be, it's not going to be exactly how someone wants it to be. You know what I'm saying? It's going to plan out differently. Whether we continue the NBA season, whether we don't, whether we bring back the NFL, whether we don't,
we got to focus on what's going on in the world. There's a lot of deaths going on in different states, and it's not black on black crime. Mostly it's white on black crime. And I feel as though we need to spread as much light as possible on that. And even if sports do come back, I feel like we'll lose a little focus on what's going on. And I feel like maybe more white people might turn up and keep trying to hurt us for no reason.
Right.
Adam Silver came with a good point. He said, you don't have to play. You're not obligated to play. It's your choice. Exactly. So if Kyrie don't want to play, I wouldn't force him to play. Don't want to play.
Right. He can't play anyway.
The only thing I don't like about it, I do understand Kyrie is the vice president, but you're not even playing regardless.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I still agree with all his comments, don't get me wrong, but he's not even playing regardless. I'd rather that comment be from someone that actually has a chance at playing, like, a Kawhi Leonard or a Paul George or a Giannis or people, somebody that actually means something. Kyrie, your team's in the playoffs, but you're not playing anyway. But
Yeah, like Austin Rivers said, it's different because some players actually need the money, and some people want the NBA to come back so they can keep getting paid.
Right.
Rookies, they want to show what they're about, especially in the playoff season.
So basically, it seems like you guys are on this. Y'all pushing for the side that it should come back. So none of y'all on the call feel like that Kyrie. You don't understand Kyrie's perspective a little bit and Steven Jackson's perspective a little bit.
I mean, I feel like he think. Go ahead.
I think they should take a break. I think that they shouldn't really bring the season back just because what's keep going on almost every day.
Right, every day, right.
But we just took a break. We just took a 2-month break because of the virus. A 3-month break because of the virus.
Yeah, but a lot of deaths just keep going back to back.
That's true. Too
much going on in this world.
I mean, I'm on both sides with it.
Okay, so look, however, one of y'all just said, some people need the money, right? So, and then the NFL, they just donated like $250 million over the course of 10 years. After Jordan just did $100 million over the course of 10 years. Do you think it's going to take more than money? Like it's going to take some action to actually make that change that we needed to make that headway and stuff?
Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like we if we want change, you got to do what you got to do to make that change come, and you got to do what you got to do to make it come right now. This is the perfect time, right now, when all of this is going on.
But you could do that with the money though. Like when they get paid, you'll be able to do that while you're getting paid. Like after the game, before the game, during the game, halftime.
So when they get paid, what change are they going to make with their money?
I don't know. Donating to causes that help support what's going on. That help.
Okay. So let me give you an example. They donate to causes to help what's going on, for example, in like Virginia or Texas.
Right.
And someone can still get shot and lose their life in Seattle. So what's going to change? Change doesn't happen overnight.
That's right.
Change is something.
But I'm just saying money will help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like money will help. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's my point.
But
that could be true, but
you got to make action with that money, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like action, and then you support that action with some finances.
But if we do that and not worry about playing sports right now, like
you're seeing some NBA players who actually went out there to protest,
right?
Who took action for it.
I feel as though we just use all the power in the world. We put everything on social media because I feel like people get on social media before they turn on the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with these days now. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If every athlete or whatever just use their platform on a social media way, and we all just attack this all at once, then sports can come back way quicker. Our last segment of the day, the MLB commissioner feels as though the season will not return due to the coronavirus. What are y'all thoughts on that one?
I mean, I feel like he has a valid point. I'm hand in hand with it on returning and not returning, but if it does return, it goes back to player safety because they'll be playing cold. There'll be some cold nights because the season will flow into November and December.
Plus, because of the coronavirus, do they play with a mask on? They already play with gloves. Like I just player safety probably their number one concern. So it's like
you gotta think about
player safety.
The pitcher here is not wear gloves. The pitcher don't wear gloves. He's throwing the ball, and it goes to the outfield. Most of them don't wear both gloves in both hands. They only have one hand.
True.
Yeah, I don't even think they should start bring that. I don't know. The ice they would have to do like an Orlando thing with like NBA is doing. Isolation.
The only way I feel like MLB should come back, although the commissioner feels like it's most like he doesn't feel like the season's going to happen this year, but the owners and players on the other hand said, just let us know when and where, and we're down to play. So I feel like that sort of kind of goes hand in hand with all the sports around the world. If the NBA comes back, the WNBA comes back, if soccer, I think, which resumed, if everything else wants to come back, just go ahead and let the MLB come back as well. Although I still do side with, the previous statements that I said about Kyrie Irving and just canceling everything and letting them resume. But if everything comes back, I'm not supposed to let the MLB come back as well.
So you don't want the NBA to come back, but you want
So listen, Kyrie, his exact words was that he doesn't support, the league coming back. But if everyone is all in on it, then he has no choice but to basically stand with it. So that's the same type of stance that I'm taking. If the NBA
that's the same thing Dwight Howard said.
Right. If the NBA comes back, if the NFL comes back, if hockey is going to be played, the WNBA is going to be played, the MLB might as well be played as well too. I don't support it. I don't feel like no sport should be played right then and there because it's a bigger problem in the world going on right now, and it is going to be a distraction most definitely. But hopefully things calm down a little bit by August, September.
Hold on, just to be clear, you don't want the NBA to come back because of the social injustice, but you want the baseball league to come back because of the coronavirus.
I didn't say I want the baseball league to come back. I said if every other major sports come back, then the MLB might as well just take part as well.
Oh, okay. And they just do their own little isolation like the NBA doing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And
Cool.
the NBA as well. Yeah. That's the only way I agree. Other than that, I feel like no other major sports should come back at this very moment. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Facts and Stats. Brandon, thank you as well for being our first guest on our show. Hopefully,
No problem. Anytime.
Hopefully, you come back for more episodes and just give us more feedback on how you feel in the sports world.
We out, man.
All right.